Plaintiff Brooke Stevens was friends with the defendant in high school, but after graduation they parted ways and only recently reconnected. Brooke says after she rented a room in her home to the defendant, she discovered he was a partier who couldn't hold down a job, and she's suing him for unpaid rent. Defendant Russell Crone admits that he and Brooke partied in high school and often smoked marijuana before class, and that's how Brooke got her nickname, Off the Hook Brooke. Russell insists Brooke is suing for more than he owes.
Start with you.
So me and Russell, we met back in high school a long time ago.
Like how long? 10 years? 12 years?
15?
Can't quite tell your age. When you get old, when you become old man, you can't tell who's how old. Like, I still think Doyle is 25. 30. Go ahead.
Probably like 96, 97.
Okay.
Yeah, like 15 years ago. Oh my goodness.
Good enough. All right.
Too long. So,
met in high school. Were you all friends,
we met
obviously?
In high school, we were friends. We were doing the wrong kinds of things. We were smoking weed and hanging out, cutting classes and stuff. But, you know, high school was over. We parted ways, and I grew up, you know. I ran into Russell again just
Were you all
this past
suspended
year.
for skipping class and smoking weed?
Well,
Because I was. I want to know why you all didn't get. I got suspended and expelled. I had to go to 3 different schools. Go ahead. You didn't get kicked out?
No, I
See
graduated
how unfair
early.
society is? Go ahead. I needed to go to your high school. I'd have been better off. Go ahead.
So we met, I ran into him just this past year, and I had a room for rent, and we started talking about how he was working at that bar and he was trying to become a bartender and straighten out his life. He was telling me how for over the years since we've parted, that he's been still partying and going to raves and doing this and that, and he's telling me about his experiences at Burning Man. And
What's that?
oh my goodness. So it's like this gathering of thousands of people, and they build a city for like 2 weeks out in the desert. People run around crazy.
So that was Coachella and...
Coachella is music festival. This is just...
They don't even have music. How you get together and party without music? That ain't partying, that's burning out. Go ahead.
No.
So they get thousands of people together, and they coordinate an event and do what?
Oh my goodness.
Why don't you tell me, what did they do?
Burning Man is an event that started in San Francisco. It basically...
Makes sense. Go ahead.
It was a big bonfire. A guy had a bunch of his friends show up, and it became an annual thing. It became so big that they had to move it out to the desert in Nevada. It's now an event that holds, 60,000 people.
What?
It becomes the 3rd largest city in Nevada for a week.
And no music.
No, there's plenty of music.
Oh, she said it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's
all right.
It's all about our community.
Say something wrong with y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's a different event, that's for sure.
All right, because I think I've been to one of those. Oh yeah. The one here in Chicago.
Where they run around naked and covered in mud?
No. I walked in the mud. I went with my son, Amir, and it was a big deal here. And they had Eminem. That's why I went. They had Eminem, one of my favorite artists. Lollapalooza, that's the name of it. All right, go ahead. So he told you about his experiences at the events similar to the one I went to. But we didn't do probably what you did. At least my son didn't do it in front of me. I don't know. I don't claim my kids to be angels. I don't know what they do when they're not around me. Go ahead.
Okay, so I decided to give him a chance, let him move in, and quickly found out that was kind of a mistake. He hadn't really changed. Just since the time that we lived together, probably had maybe 5, 6 different jobs in that 4-month period. He couldn't hold a job down.
What do you believe was the problem with him holding a job down?
He wanted to become a bartender like really quickly. I guess he didn't want to put in the time, or it was just one dramatic experience after the other. There's always a story.
But in a 4-month time, if your roommate keeps changing jobs, at one point you would say, what happened to your job?
Yeah, and
What would he say?
One of them, he quit. One of them, they just fired him. He didn't know why.
Okay.
One of them, the guy that hired him went to jail.
All right, I got you. Let me hear from you, sir. Give me some background on you all's association.
Well, like what Brooke was saying, we met back in high school. We hung out in the same group of friends. We smoked pot before class started. We would hide out in the bushes to smoke pot before class started. It was kind of funny. All our other friends saw this, and our group got called the Bush People. Kind of goofy thing. She was pretty wild back then. She got the nickname Off the Hook Brooke. I found this out after.
Off the Hook
Off the Hook Brooke, yeah. She was off the hook then. She was when we lived with each other. I think it was like a.
She said you hadn't changed. Has she changed?
In ways, but yeah, she still parties. She's still.
Excessively?
Still kind of the same. Oh, I don't know about excessively.
Okay.
She's still a really amazing friend, really amazing person that gave me a shot to live with her. I do owe her money.
All right, we'll get to that. He says he does owe you money. So what do you say he owes?
He owes me a total of $2,153.
Based on what was the rent per month?
$700 per month.
Okay, and what months did he fail to pay?
November 2012, December 2012, January 2013, and February 2013.
All right. Sir?
I feel that I only owe for February the $700.
You feel. Do you have any notes, perhaps? I see you're reading from something.
I have the monetary breakdown, our rental agreement for the 700, and then the rest of the papers are my notes on my bills each month, and included is the tally of the rent that he's paid me.
Okay, let's see it. Sir, she's handing me what she purports to be specific amounts. And how much do you say specifically?
I would say specifically $700.
All right. In November of 12, you paid.
Yeah, it was hard for me to keep track because I had, most of the time I was being paid cash and
It
tips.
was hard for you to keep track.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't appear that it was hard for her to keep track.
Right.
She is very specific. You go to the Burnout Festival every year where they smoke all the weed made in California. So your brain cells are less reliable than hers. Since she knows specifically and you're not quite sure, I'll grant her judgment $2,153. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. I hope you're doing better now. I hope you're making it, and you know.
I am. I've gone through a couple of different transitions. I'm starting to get a feel of like Illinois, Chicago area.
Are you keeping a job now?
Yeah.